Hey everybody, and welcome back to Create Above and Beyond. Sorry for a bit of a wait since the last episode, but thank you for bearing with me. As you can see, I took that time to change my skin from one tournament skin to another, but I'm wearing a bow tie now. This one's actually it's really fancy looking. It also goes with the Elytra on my back. It's a really nice looking skin. Anyway, I've done quite a few things around the base that I needed to do, so let me run you through it. Okay, so the storage room needed some beautification, right? So I used the laboratory blocks. I decided to deviate from the factory style, and it's looking very Apple Store-esque in here. But speaking of the storage system, look, okay, in my inventory, don't have the cell phone. But wait, yeah, I have it on a keybind now. It's so sick. Can access it wherever, whenever. It's in my baubles, and there's a keybind that you can set in the settings. It was on N before, which I didn't realize, and people were trying to tell me, and I'm sorry if I was overlooking that for a bit. Hey, by the way, look, I haven't replaced the nets in a bit, and if we come over here and look at our algal bricks, we've got a lot of them. Now, I could lie and say that's due to what I've done over there that I'll show you in a second, and just we have so much clay production going on, it's absolutely crazy, but I think what actually happened is our drills weren't running for a bit. I think that it seems to be ever since I loaded the chunk for the storage system, when I leave here and come back, it disables and messes up the redstone clock that's doing the pistons down below at the drills. So I loaded up some more chunks. I'm just kind of hoping that that will solve the problem, but we'll see. Also, increase the speed on the pumps, and I added another row of spouts here to try to increase the production, because this was a limiting factor in our production over here of the rose quartz, which is now due to another situation of me not realizing that our lava production ended up negative, that the Certus quartz being powered was our limiting factor. There wasn't enough power coming into the generator in order to keep charging the Certus quartz. It's just basically, you increase the production of one thing and all of a sudden, oh geez, now another thing isn't catching up to speed there, and it's like this balancing act of trying to realize when that happens, figure out, okay, where's our limiting factor now, adjust that, then something else becomes a limiting factor. It's like a real factory, man, it's crazy. Okay, let me show you what I've done over here. As you'll notice, I've added an underground tunnel, and the reason why is I just kind of opened this wall up and I added a second conveyor belt path here because we had a huge excess of gravel coming out and we were just kind of wasting that extra buffer. So now we have two parallel rows of gravel getting turned into flint and, most importantly, iron. So our iron production is now much, much higher, hence the lava being used more because it's melting more iron, which then caused an issue over at the generator. I added a couple more heckbark trees. I'm hoping that'll do the trick. But now, as you can see, I have more sand generating here. And what I realized actually is when it comes to the crushing wheels, it actually doesn't matter how fast they're running. If you get a bunch of things queued in, they will exit out of the crushing wheels at the same speed, even if these are running at light speed versus what they are now. All that it affects is how much time it takes for that first item to pass through. But after that, they're all queued up at the same rate. So it doesn't actually matter. And it doesn't change the pace of sand, clay, so on and so forth coming out, no matter the speed. So I was able to save a lot of stress. And obviously I beautified the room as well. And yeah, we're up to the voiding on sand. So congratulations on our first void upgrade actually being utilized there. Anyway, it's all, factory themed and exciting and beautified. And I also finally added a lid to our smeltery so bats could stop flying in and clogging the thing up. But also, as you'll notice now, we have an excess of iron. And so it's really cool because now I basically have a nice extra source here of being able to make factory blocks to continue beautifying the factory as we expand it, because this still generates now more iron than even with the additional row of spouts to grow the Certus quartz crystals. We're still generating more iron than is being used over here to apply to the rose quartz. So yeah, I can just grab this out every now and again, add more iron into the system, use it in order to make the factory blocks, whatever else we need. And we love having bonus iron. It is very, very exciting. Okay, now finally, let me get over to where we were working last time and show you a bit of beautification that I've done over here and prep for what we're going to be doing in this episode. So here is our little nook for blowing things up. I have it kind of ready to go, right? We have this here ready to start bringing the singularities out of the vacuumulator here. So I basically I haven't had this going because I don't have a place to put these. So I'm hoping that the next item these turn into, once combined with the dye, does stack. Fingers crossed, and that's what we're gonna be doing. But anyway, I thought it'd be kind of cool just to have it like rough inside of here, and I added an on-off switch. So if I flip this, it will actually start to generate, and we'll start getting the singularities inside of here. Yeah, there we go. Yep, another one. Cool, boom. So yeah, the TNT has still been generating. We have a lot of TNT going because as you can see over here, we're still generating, but we're generating less than is being consumed. So we're at 32 stacks here. It's just generating a little bit slower, but yeah, the TNT keeps being made. And so I haven't actually checked inside of this, but I bet you there's a lot of stacks of TNT that are ready to go. But yeah, the on-off mechanism that I did, basically I had this, so this pushes a block in front of the repeater there. So it just allows the signal to get passed through from the AND gate over around and into the TNT. And when that block is retracted, the circuit doesn't complete. So needed to add an on-off switch. I thought it would make our life a little bit better. Okay, I think that pretty much covers everything that I've done in the factory since last time. Well, that is other than one thing, but it's not in the factory, it's on top of the factory. And that is I added a couple more windmills, but you probably noticed in my inventory right now, I have a bunch of windmill supplies. And that's because the way that I made these windmills is I used one of our orbs of flight, right? So I wanted to see if I could get it done. So I basically speed ran making these windmills with the orb of flight, and it's amazing. I was able to do it all within 5 minutes. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And so I want to do it again. Also, I added this heck bark tree and more arboreal extractors. Another one on the other side. I'm dreading the part where we eventually get out of range of the central pump there. But all right, I have the base station here, and I would like to freaking zoom through this. So the thing to do, right, is let's just get up there first, right? And this is the same spacing I have from one to the other. I like how I'm just using the vertical belts in order to run the power, but it makes it easy because they're all running at the same speed. And so I don't have to worry about doing any like changing of the speed or anything like that. So we can get up here without doing the flight. And then, all right, what we do is we basically, like once we're here, all right, you get on the clock, and then we are gonna speed run windmill making. It's probably gonna go way worse when I'm doing it on camera, but it went smoothly here. So, okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let me just make sure we are on the same level. Yep, that looks good. So we go gearbox, vertical gearbox goes there, and then it goes windmill bearing, and then it goes radial chassis, and then we have 4 stacks of sails. So it goes one here, one here, one here, one here, and then it goes 9 over. So, and then we do that on every side. Oop, frick, and then sometimes I do that, but it's fine. We got lots of time. That's 2. Okay, perfect. And then we just fill in the middle part, and then it's supposed to go basically like 3 there. It will know it's good if I use exactly 2 stacks of sails in order to make this thing. That should be good. And there we go. Okay, that is... Frick, one of my sails fell on the ground. Where did it go? I lost a sail. Oh, frick. Oh, no. Oh no, we're missing 1 sail. Wait, I fricked something up somewhere. I don't know where. Oh God, it's missing 1. Oh shoot, okay, I'm gonna do the other side. I knew I was gonna mess something up. I knew I was gonna mess something up doing this live on camera. It was a mistake. Why did I do this to myself? Okay, we can do this again though. There we go. Okay, so this one's fine. I don't know what happened to the other side. I don't know where the sail went, but there we go. We got that. And so something went wrong on this side. Can I make a sail really quickly before it runs out? Just 1 more sail. I don't know. I probably actually put 2 stacks on this, and I added 1 somewhere where I'm not seeing. And okay, so we got that. That looks good. That looks good. I mean, if it runs, it means that it's 2 stacks. So. All right, I have absolutely no idea where one of my sails went, but anyway, we got them both running. It's not the most synced up, but we can do this again. We can do this again with 30 seconds left. There we go. Wait, I'm trying to sync it up. Okay, they're gonna run oppose. Should we sync it up? It's hard to. Oh, they're off. I only have 20 seconds left. Come on, you can do this. You can sync it up. They're not gonna be synced up. It's okay. They're kind of opposing. You know, they're like that one. We got half and half. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and our flight's expired. I have no idea what happened to our single lost sail, and it's really gonna bother me, but regardless, now all we gotta do is belts and belts, And that brings us up to a total of 10 windmills, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 2 on each. Cool. So that should sustain us a little bit more, but also reducing the stress that was being used by the crushing wheels probably helped a bit. Yeah, we got a serious wind farm going on here. Oh, another thing I did in between episodes is I went over to the further away village. This is the first one that we started using, but there's one over here. And so I went over here, I got a couple villagers inside of a house, and we have smite at 17 emeralds. Smite 5. I think that's the cheapest you can get a level 5 enchantment. I was looking for looting and I ran into that. I was like, I can't pass it because it'll be helpful for the wither, because we are gonna have to fight the wither at some point soon. So look at this, look at this, look at this. Smite, frick, it's not showing up. Hashtag smite. There it is. Smite 5 cost us 17. And then I also, dude, you have no idea how long I cycled and I got looting 1 like 5 times. Never gave me looting 3. Finally, I got a looting 2 and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna settle on it, whatever. So I'm gonna combine these 2 now and see how much this is going to cost to put on our sword. Only 10, because I think it might be next episode. We do need to farm wither skeleton skulls and fight the wither, because we have to do some magical beacon beam infusion in order to make one of the resources for our current chapter, which is, I believe it's from this to this, requires throw the compound into a beacon beam for free and instant conversion. So getting a little bit ahead, but trying to just, do some planning. I'll introduce you to our villager friends over there at, some point in the future, maybe next episode. But now that brings us to our next steps that we have to do. Some folks are saying, why don't you have bone meal? Why don't you just turn that into white dye and then use it in order to, do the colored singularity? And the answer is you can't use white dye. The only exception is white dye. So for production of chromatic materials, a color pigment is needed. It's up to you which color dye should be automated for this purpose. The only exception is white dye. So what I've got here is I put down a little grassy section, and I kind of pre-wired this up just so we could do this first part cleanly before we have to scramble around and figure out how we're gonna arrange belts and stuff to do the next part. But we need a 2-block tall flower, and there's just, peonies chilling around here. So I'm thinking, let's do some pretty pink chromatic stuff into things. I'm hoping that this works the way that I think it will, but we'll see. So the idea is peony goes in there, right? And then I'm gonna grab a deployer, and the deployer, I'm gonna be incapable of putting this thing down properly, but actually before I do that, let me get a hopper really quick, and we need to make one. Okay, dude, having this thing on keybind is just so incredible. Actually, I need to put the deployer down first, don't I? So anyway, I have bone meal ready to go here. I guess what I should do is I should put down the funnel here and get this coming on out of here, and make sure that it works properly. It should just drop down onto the conveyor belt and insert into that drawer, and then we can remove the upgrade after. No, it's the wrong, I did the wrong thing. I backed up the conveyor. I meant to put it on the bottom. Guys, I've made a terrible, terrible misjudgment. No, frick. Oh, gosh, dang. There are boots that you can make, and I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head, but they allow you to walk on the conveyor belts without it causing problems. So what I needed to do is I needed to put it underneath, but the problem is, am I going to be able to do that easily? This is going to be tricky. Please don't mess up. Where did it go? Okay, it's over there. Frick. Got it. And now, okay, so this is we gotta do. There we go. That's more like it. I know how to work a factory. Okay, so bone meal's going in. Cool. Great. So now let's get the deployer down. Can he do it? Oh, dude, I am never able to get deployers to place properly the first time. This is a monumental occasion for me. And now, hopefully, it'll start. Yeah, let's go. Okay, okay, I'm just gonna get flowers literally everywhere now. Okay, I'm on a clock now, dude. I'm on the clock now. So vacuumulator into oak drawer, probably. I've got a vacuumulator ready to go. I feel like that's the easiest way. Vacuumulators are saving grace, basically. So this is gonna come together with that. So maybe we go like I'm not entirely sure how easiest to route these together, but vacuumulator there perhaps. And then I'm just setting up a buffer here to begin with. I think buffers are just kind of important to have in general. Oh God, I need a filter too, 1 sec. Okay, item filter, allow list, peony. and that should start throwing peonies into here, right? I guess my only concern is, does the vacuumulator have the range to pick up the peonies over there? And the only way to answer that is to pick up everything in here, put it in there, and then make sure that all of the peonies end up, doesn't have the range. It's okay, you just gotta move it. Okay, so I think we're good now. If I wanna just be like absolutely certain that everything is good, I can just, you know, add another layer of factory blocks over here so that everything falls within range. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so from here, we obviously need to use the crafters in order to convert this into a die. And then once we have the die, that chromatic singularity goes and is crafted by, or the quantum entangled singularity combines with a die in the compactor and the mechanical press, and then we get the chromatic singularity. Oh, also, I just wanted to mention that with the on-off switch for the TNT and stuff, I also made it so that this torch up here applies a current to both the funnels so that we don't even lose any items every 5 minutes. They don't keep dropping on the pressure plates while the thing is off, so it stops everything. It's a good on-off switch. Also, upgrade there, I guess. I like how I beautified this whole area just like in between episodes. Now I basically have to take the whole thing down. Frick. Right, so mechanical crafter there. I gotta get some rotation into it, but hopper underneath, and then it's just gonna be like vacuumulator hopper, and then hopper, and then another hopper to catch the thing after it's just hoppers all the way down as we keep descending to the center of the earth. Okay, so we got that in there, and then as soon as we apply rotation, it'll start to, frick, then we need to add another drawer. Oh, what a mess. Okay, but here's what I'm thinking is I'm gonna just steal some rotation out of here real quick, which is gonna just mess with all of the aesthetic that I set up. But here we are. I need more gearboxes. Always need more gearboxes. This is definitely the most efficient way to do things. You know what I'm gonna do though, so that I don't keep breaking things down, is I'm gonna use another vacuumulator in order to pick up the die. And then that way I'll be able to more efficiently feed it in over with all of the singularities, which I'm gonna output this way here, right? So that I'm gonna need to make a little hole here, I suppose. Bro, why did I don't know why I constructed all this. I've got no idea when I knew that I would have to actually, you know, break it all down. I have to drill a hole back here through the stairs and frick. And this belt is gonna have to, I don't know, probably wire over here or something like that. I didn't give myself a lot of room here, did I? What am I doing, man? What am I doing? This is a mess, but here, watch. Okay, so we're gonna have like the singularities. Once I put down a funnel, you know, they're gonna export here. And then once I get the vacuumulator up here, presumably on like the same level, right? Like I could do the vacuumulator right above where this thing is, and then make sure that when this crafts everything, it's like, you know, it only occupies like that little space right there. So the vacuumulator is definitely going to be within range of it, and that's going to pick it up. And then we get like another, right? We got to make another filter basically here, and then have it only picking up, frick, one sec. I'm like, do I add another drawer here? Do I do that? Or do I, and then there you go. No. Only allow pink dye. What are you doing? There we go. Okay, so only allow the pink dye. Perfect. And now, if I add a drawer there, I just don't know if we're gonna get a backlog anywhere, but anyway, so that, link that to there, and then that's spinning, and then this should start crafting pink dye. The pink dye gets pulled into the vacuumulator. The pink dye gets pulled into the vacuumulator. Excuse me. Why doesn't the pink dye get pulled into the vacuumulator? Apparently, directly on top of there is out of range. So, well, maybe the vacuumulator wasn't necessarily the best choice. Yeah, we're just gonna bring it back to the old-fashioned way. I would hopper into here, and then I'm just gonna use a conveyor belt to bring it up. Or I know that you can use an encased fan with a chute and like blow things up, but it's fine because we'll have this coming out here, and then we'll just use a conveyor belt to bring this back up and route them into the press. You haven't seen me do any mass hammering in a bit, so why don't we do that? It's extremely satisfying. I enjoy this greatly. It's even better. You know what? It's good. It's good that we are descending, and you want to know why? It's because so far I keep running into dirt, and the hammer doesn't break the dirt, and it's very annoying. But the lower that we go, the more it is just stone, and the more I can just hammer away without worry. Okay, so our basin is gonna go here, and then I should already have a mechanical press. Mechanical press goes on top. I'm gonna have to get rotation into that, but then we're gonna need to go all the way back over to here. This is so pretty. I've torn apart everything I worked for. Gosh dang it. But anyway, that should go there, right? And then this should... Made an oops. God, freaking dang it. Stop. Hold on. Oh, this is gonna mess everything up, isn't it? With my mechanical belt. Wait, there we go. Okay, cool. So that is gonna take the singularities over and put them in the basin. And then on the other side over here, this is gonna be our pink dye buffer, because I do think that the dyes are probably gonna be generating quicker. I actually don't know which is gonna generate quicker once we get through the buffer going forwards. But anyway, so once we get that running, or I actually could get that running right now, if I just put the vertical gearbox on top of here, then the mechanical crafter will start to run again. How much stress is that thing using? Seems to be quite a lot, but let's make sure this is increasing. 13, 14, 15, 16. Right, it does 2 at a time. And then if I add a shaft right here, then it will start routing the pink dye into the press as well. Honestly, as ugly as this is to do, it kind of feels like the cheapest way this is probably going to be taking so much stress right now. 1,000 stress. Do we want to reduce that at all? Because it's kind of an unnecessary amount. I could rotation speed controller this. You know what? Nah, it's got a big backlog to go through, so whatever. Okay, and then we just have this dump out into a hopper into another drawer. Just a whole bunch of drawers going on here. Actually, it looks like a hopper doesn't trigger it to realize it needs to have a spout there, so it has to be a create item. So everything keeps going downhill, but there we go. Okay, so that is going to be our chromatic singularities. All right, well, I guess it's moment of truth time. Let's get a funnel on here, turn that on, and then what we need is oh God, it's so unsettling having the TNT going off. We need this here and just belt. That's the wrong way. What are you doing? You're doing everything wrong. Oh God, I'm gonna fill up. Oh, we're on the clock. Reverse I had a gearbox in my inventory. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, there we go. And then we got you taking things out of there. Okay, yep. And then it's crunching, and there we have it. Chromatic singularities. You know, we have stress to spare because we have the windmills, so it's great. And now we can clear out the ones that I had sitting in this chest here and just, I guess, you know, manually throw them. But okay, good to know. Chromatic singularities, they're good. They will stack on top of each other. Thank goodness we don't have to worry about that being a thing, right? So, because that was... Stop giving me the things back. Do these things like to be in my inventory? Get out. They won't. They're coming back to me. Why do they keep coming back? Wait, why have we got... Has it messed up because of the ones that I threw in? What is going on? Maybe there is a recipe filter problem. Oh, each one is a stack. Oh my God, not like this. Oh, I'm gonna have to put every single one of you in here. I see. Okay. Oh God, these singularities are so annoying. Go, please get out of my inventory, help. This is a ow! Can I throw these in here? No, please. Guys, I can't get them out of my inventory. I can't get out of my inventory. I think that unless I bring these over with a hopper or something like that, they're sort of permanent fixture. Stupid singularities, man. Okay, well, we got it working, mostly. I realized somehow the only problem I'm running into is there's actually too much peony production for the vacuumulator to be able to pick up. So that's impressive. Also, how are you messing up with, you have a filter, I swear, dude. You're only allowed to pick up peonies. I mean, you know, it's fine. We made another vacuumulator. I'm just gonna do a second vacuumulator and I'm gonna do another hopper, and that way I have double the vacuumulators picking up peonies. Just kidding. What happened is because the filter wasn't correctly applied, it just clogged up with other blocks that dropped on the ground. Everything's good now. It's fine. I'd like to just take a moment to appreciate how much I've managed to like destroy the floor I set up into a nice pit that I'm gonna have to beautify again. Anyway, I took a moment and I just checked off all the quests that we've gotten up until now. Finally, we are automated on the chromatic singularities. And the next step is to throw them into crushing wheels so it spits out all of these different colored balls. I can't remember if I had put to use any of the rotation speed controllers in the last episode or if I did everything with them in between, but I've been using the rotation speed controllers here in order to slow down the crushing wheels and reduce the amount of stress that they're using. And I've done it in a couple locations, and I also used it over at the pump pumps in order to just like fine tune how fast the pumps are turning so that they're not like overdoing it. So I've got one that's just set up behind there. Either way, what I want to do right now is I want to use a rotation speed controller in order to slow down the shaft as it's going into the crushing wheels, because it just doesn't need to be going as fast as we have it going for the mechanical press. Obviously, the mechanical press also doesn't need to be going as fast as it currently is, but it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna have the chromatic singularities exporting onto a belt here, and then I think we'll just do crushing wheel here, connect them both, put them down like that, right? And then we're gonna do rotation speed controller here, kind of working it backwards, right? So that'll input there. And then it doesn't matter if this is going the right or wrong way, right? Because we can adjust this to, positive or negative. And then gearbox there. And okay, so right now it's going the wrong way, but it's good because that would be pushing it one way. So if we just switch the rotation here to like -16, then the belt and the crushing wheels are going the right way. And I can accidentally drop down here and crush myself, which will probably happen. It's a good chance. All right, so let's just, can I just put a drawer and a funnel right on the other side of here? I'm not sure if it will let me, but if it does, then that would probably be the easiest way to, oh wait, no, it's gonna be like, it's a bunch of different things. So I need to filter each one of them into its own drawer, which will then get processed separately. Once again, a wall of cogs is clearly the best way to get a belt running here. I wanna run a test here really quick because I'm not entirely sure how drains work. I haven't used them sequentially before. So I'm gonna put this on here. We're gonna send it through the crushing wheels and instantaneous. Okay, wow. Okay, so you get all of them. So what I'm curious is if I put say I put a red one on top of here, or I miss. Say I put a red one on top of here. Does anything happen? Do I need to provide power? Did I need to right click? Oh, do I need to actually deploy it? Huh, wait a minute. So it's like okay, because I was thinking it was gonna be something that happens in succession. Like I do one and then it deploys to the next. It's almost like a waterfall, but interesting. So now I have a magenta paintball. I have two of them. And of course they don't stack. Now, if I break this, is that bad? Oh, if I break it, the waste goes away. Okay, so I don't have to worry about like radioactive waste leaking out of my base if I want to move them. That's good. I'm gonna have to think about this and maybe experiment in a different world, because if I say out of here, I do 5 different funnels, the magenta just goes like straight into a drawer, but everything else goes into a deployer, which is clicking down onto one of the drains. How does the deployer know when it's gotten to magenta, and how do I retrieve the magenta paintball out of the deployer when it's just punching into the drain? That I don't actually know how I filter that. This is gonna be interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think this one through. So with that said, maybe that's where we're gonna leave it off for this episode. Actually, before we go though, can introduce you to our smite and looting villager friends. Also, hold up, we're like a quarter full on this already. I just need to dump everything I have in here, and yeah, I'll be able to retrieve those after we start processing them out, but the fact that nothing stacks is kind of frustrating. So we just fly over our prior village, and a little bit further beyond, past the roguelike dungeon, we've got our other village. And inside this house, right here, we've got our boys. Smite 5 for 17. I just thought I'd show them, so that's a suspicious Smite 5 book you just happen to have there in that system. And then, whatever, it's 16 emeralds for looting 3 is pretty good. It's just obnoxious I have to spend the levels, but I cycled such a long time. I give up. I'm done. That's all. I also, I need to do better at like keeping up with trading, getting more emeralds in between episodes. I feel like I should at least do like one session every time. So I did do that, but it would be good for us to keep getting emeralds, because apparently I'm gonna need way more storage upgrades for drawers because nothing stacks. So, hey man, you wanna give me some emeralds really quick? You're off cooldown. God dang it, dude. Because the chunks aren't loaded. I do the trades and then I leave and then I come back and he's like, what? What do you mean? I haven't existed in this realm. I've been unloaded. How am I supposed to have restocked? Oh well, at least I can easily access Plank's logs. I don't have to forget them when I come here. All right, everybody. Well, that's it for this episode. I'm gonna have to think on how to execute the deployers into the drains, unless there's another way to do it that I'm not aware of. But we'll have it figured out next time. And I mean, we may be able to get close. We're gonna need to get wither skeleton skulls too. But hey, that's why we have looting. So we'll see if I do that before or during the next episode. Make sure to like the video if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for more episodes, and check the playlist if you missed any. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one.